in Deuteronomy chapter 7. If you want to turn there with me, Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7. Look what God says here. Speaking of Israel and the Israelites, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Deuteronomy 7, 6. For you are a holy people to the Lord your God. The word holy means to be set apart. God has set Israel apart for himself. For you are a holy people to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for himself, a special treasure above all the peoples on the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love on you nor choose you because you were more in number than any other people, for you were the least of all peoples. But because the Lord loves you, and because he would keep the oath which he swore to your fathers, the Lord has brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the house of bondage, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Therefore know that the Lord your God, he is God, the faithful God, who keeps covenants and mercy for 1,000 generations with those who love him and keep his commandments. He says again in verse 6, you're a holy people to the Lord your God. God has chosen you. God has chosen the Israelites to be a people for himself, a special treasure above all the peoples on the face of the earth. God didn't choose other people. He only chose the Israelites and adopted Israel as his own people. And he adopted Israel and chose Israel for a very specific purpose, to reveal himself to the world through Israel. And only Israel has that special purpose. Only Israel was chosen for that. God didn't choose any other nation through which to reveal himself to mankind. God didn't choose the Babylonians to reveal himself through the Babylonians, or the Assyrians, or the Egyptians, or the British, or the Americans, or the Greeks, or anybody else. God chose Israel to reveal himself through the Israeli people, to reveal the one true God, to reveal God's will, to reveal the way of salvation. Only Israel was adopted for that purpose. To them belongs adoption. Israel was to be the channel in the world through which God reveals himself. Israel was God's channel of revelation. In fact, over in Exodus chapter 19, you don't have to turn there, but Exodus chapter 19, verse 6, there the Lord says to Israel, and you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. They're a kingdom of priests. What does a priest do? A priest represents God to the people. The whole nation of Israel was God's priests to represent God to the world. It was a kingdom of priests. They are the only ones who had this special privilege. Now, again, look at Romans chapter 9, verse 4, the next privilege that's listed there. To Israel belongs the glory. To Israel belongs the glory. God showed his glory among the Israelites. You know, on Thursday nights, we're studying through the Old Testament currently, and we've seen the glory of God, the Shekinah glory of God, lead Israel through the wilderness as a cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night. God guided them by his glory. God's glory was not leading different people all over the world. God's glory didn't appear to, a people group in India and a people group in South America or to the Aborigine in Australia. It was only to Israel. The glory of God appeared only to Israel and guided Israel. No other nation was chosen by God in this way. Only to Israel belonged the glory. Again, Israel was God's chosen channel in the world. There weren't many channels that God used. There was just one. We see in the scriptures too, in the Old Testament, back in Exodus chapter 40, that the glory of God filled the tabernacle. When Moses built the tabernacle, the glory of God filled the tabernacle. Later, in the time of King Solomon, when Solomon built the temple, the glory of God filled the temple in Jerusalem. And again, that didn't happen in a bunch of cities around the world. It happened in Israel, in Jerusalem. Only Israel had the glory of God. And they were supposed to be a kingdom of priests to the rest of the world, representing God to the rest of the world. And through Israel, God's glory would be revealed to all the nations. We see this prophesied back in Isaiah chapter 60. I'll read it to you. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and deep darkness the people. But the Lord will arise over you, and his glory will be seen upon you. The Gentiles shall come to your light, and the kings to the brightness of your rising. Again, Israel was to be God's representative in the world and reveal God to the world. And the Gentile nations would see the glory of God in Israel and come to the Lord through that. And of course, the ultimate display of God's glory was Jesus Christ. The ultimate display of God's glory was Jesus Christ when he came, and he came to Israel. He came to Israel. In John chapter 1, verse 14, it says, And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Jesus displayed the glory of God. And so throughout their history as a nation, God revealed his glory to Israel. To Israel belongs the glory. He didn't show his glory, he didn't show his presence in many different locations among different peoples. He chose only Israel.